Well, no, there was a.
Did Janak bring their presentation?
It's already on your list.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay. Right there. Yeah. Just. That's fine. Yeah, we can work on that.
You're fine. You, okay.
Sure. Well, we discuss it after the meeting or tomorrow or something.
For the text messages.
Or just send me an email and let me know.
Oh,
Oh, where is the judge? Was that the judge? No.
no.
Oh, this is the letter? Yeah. This is the letter.
Is Tina there?
Yes. Yeah, she's here, Mayor. We're waiting on the judge.
Okay. David,
Yes, sir.
do we want to go ahead and do that part of it first?
Yes, that is at the beginning. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, I did. And sorry, they keep. Well, I'm sorry they keep throwing them at me. So I just. I'll make a separate pile.
Do you have his number? Are you calling him?
She called him, didn't she?
Oh, this guy.
Did you reach him?
Did you call him?
Hey, hon,
There you go. That works.
open that up.
You brought a shirt?
Only the agenda.
You brought a shirt?
Well, I brought this because I knew it was going to be cold, and I didn't know if it was cold there. I adjust more comfortably.
Oh, it is.
And I don't know if I'll be kind of warm,
Well,
but it gets colder in here.
it's going to get cold when everybody leaves,
I know.
or yeah, something like that.
For our, public hearings. We need more chairs.
Yeah, we
There's a few empties, but if Rick, are we gonna need more chairs?
When do we have our executive sessions way down there?
See us, right?
I don't know, we'll see.
I mean, I was empty seats. I don't know if we need more
See what
chairs.
she says.
I'm gonna go get some more chairs. I'll be right back, Jim.
Uh-huh. Executive session.
Has the judge come in yet?
They're trying to get a hold of him right now.
What'd you say?
The judge.
Judge, has he come in yet?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't. We're calling him now. But we're supposed to do the public hearing first.
It's not.
Oh, that's on page 4.
Oh, my. It's even tighter.
Yeah, I know.
Do these people? Is that why they're executive?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they bring in empty bags and fill it with stuff for the city and they go back home. And leave nothing.
We're serving drinks. Something
No,
fun.
that's at my house after. Yeah, Hey, Dave, if he's not here, can we start public comments?
So that's what I'm gonna look at.
Yeah.
What can we start?
We can get going.
Judge is
We have a
running
lot.
late.
To do what?
There's
He's
probably
in the
30.
damn shower.
Now, what's he got to do? What's his?
He's got a, we're doing the
I would
special
guess-
election and the oath.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna count
Special election for,
Oh, yeah, for Tina. We got to
We
swear
can
her
do the
in.
public comments first.
I asked we can.
do we have another notary?
I asked we can't.
them. Can we do the public hearing?
You have to,
Can't do public comments.
can't start until Tina's.
Francis,
Yeah, I kind of wanted to have the judge.
She said if she can't get hold, she'll swear. She'll
All right, well,
swear.
how long is it gonna be?
she can't.
We don't know. I think
Francis
she's
said
in
she
the
can
damn
swear.
shower.
But we're gonna wait for the judge for.
He forgot. Who's gonna?
We called him today too.
Well, so you use a notary to, and then just have it redone in the judge council, kind of thing? Or would you
Victoria.
rather just go ahead and let Tina sit and that's all? Because who's gonna do it?
Well,
Thank you, man.
I'd like her to get her due
Hey, brother, right
process and get the judge. to
I know,
swear
you
her in.
did.
So could we start with public hearings?
We're
Give him
trying to
some
find the
time.
judge who's supposed to swear in our new council member tonight.
Yeah, but the public.
As our
hearing,
first
that's not
order of
very long. All
business.
she has to do is read it. And then we would go into citizen comments.
Okay, all right.
What do you guys think?
That's whatever you want.
And we're discussing whether we can do something else.
Does the judge even know that he's on call?
Yeah. Yeah, so. There's not. So what we could do is we could start with like public hearing stuff. Gets here. Okay, you want to do it? Okay. All right. Let's just go for it.
Does she have the oath?
What are we
Yeah, she
gonna
has
do?
it. So, all right, let us do,
So you got, we need to open.
let us open the meeting, do pledge and prayer, then we'll call you out.
Pledge of allegiance.
All right, we're ready to start.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order
Okay.
and have the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag.
to the United States of America,
To the republic.
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all.
And Chief, you're gonna do the prayer.
Evening, everybody. We enter into our Thanksgiving week. I thought it would be appropriate to give thanks to our Lord for our friends and our family. And we're thankful for our local government that is responsive to the community and for city leaders with vision and forethought. Our council and city manager actually listen to our citizens, and us as department heads have worked for governments that didn't either. Lord, we're thankful for the men and women that we have the honor of serving with, not only the police officers, but the EMS personnel and firefighters as well. They're real professionals that have chosen the vocation of public service. They are here for this community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're smart, dedicated, talented in their job skills, and unselfish in their commitment to making Port Aransas safe for each of us. On a personal note, I'm thankful for being able to serve as the police chief in this unique community. Being a police officer in this town is often challenging, but it's always interesting. And finally, I ask your blessing for my son, Robert, as he deploys to the Middle East, and ask that you watch over those that watch over us here and abroad. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And now we'll have the oath of office administered to Tina Mott by Francisca.
Can we see her at all?
Can you see her, Mayor?
No?
Oh,
You can't see.
yeah, she's not in front of the Zoom camera.
Okay, I can see her on the floor there.
There you go.
Are you ready? Go ahead and raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will faithfully execute the duties of the office. That I will faithfully execute the duties of the office. Of Puerto Rico City Council, place to Puerto Rico City Council. Of the state of Texas. Of the state of Texas. And will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws. And to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States. And of this, what, in state, so help me God. And the state, so help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Come join me.
Hang it probably.
Oh, yeah, now we're.
Yes.
Public hearing. Then citizen
I
comments,
used to
then
have a free
executive
seat for so long.
consent agenda,
I'm crowded.
then executive session.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tina, happy to have you join us. We'll now have a public hearing on ZCR 212694, zoning change request for major amendment to Cinnamon Shore 2 planned unit development. This amendment will add the 2 lots that separated the Memories and Traditions Community, lots 12 and 13 in Mustang Island, volume 38, pages 130, 131, MRNCT, into the PUD, and having the area become part of the Traditions Community applicant. C. Oates Investment 2 LLC, property location 5800 Highway 361, and FPLT 212697, plat of Eckridge subdivision, block 1, lots 1 through 11, being a replat of lot 4, blocks 1, Ponton and Herman. Addition, a map of which is recorded in volume 64, page 42, records of Nueces County, Texas. Applicant Shardhari and Patel Properties LLC, property location 1960 Highway 361. And third, a flexible development, Flex 212645, proposal for 3 lots on a private road. Applicant proposes to restrict lots to R2 zoning and will not allow short-term rental for 5 years. Applicant Kelby McCann, property location 100 Dunes Drive.
And Joan, could you ask for comment on any of those 3?
Are there comments on any of these 3?
If you filled out a card, say yes, please. For this one, for any of these issues.
Hello, thank you all. Mayor, thank you. My name is William Daly. I would like to comment on the flexible unit development proposal in front of you. The flexible unit development ordinance needs to define what a community and public benefit might be. And until it does, a moratorium should be instituted. Additionally, there needs to be a recordable mechanism so that the terms of the agreement are discoverable and enforceable. You know, on the one hand, I could say I'm going to build more units and increase the tax base, and that's a community benefit. On the other hand, I can say I'm going to build less units and there's going to be less density, and that's a community development. So I don't know how you cut that knot, but I think it should be defined. The other things about this application is that it circumvents city ordinances. It's platted at the county, it's subdivided at the county level, but we haven't been approached. Our ordinances call for that to happen. To sanction this, you're basically going to approve this type of behavior, and we're going to see more and more of it. I think home rule should stay with us here at home. The application also is disingenuous at best, in that it purports to be able to develop 7 lots. Well, it can't. There's not enough room. That's within the 1,000-foot dune line. There's jurisdictional wetlands there. And 2 of the 3 lots have already been sold. It also states that short-term rentals will be restricted to lots for a period of 5 years. But if you look at the condo bylaws, the declarant, the applicant in this case, is not so restricted. So I don't know. I just put a moratorium on any of these. You're going to be seeing one of these every month now for the next 10 months. You need to define what in the heck a community and public benefit is. We really need some work on our ordinances. So thank you for your time.
Anyone else want to speak on these issues? Okay. Now have citizens' comments. And I have a whole list of you that want to speak. John Bell. And if y'all can have a choice of speaking now or speaking whenever we get to the issue that you want to talk about.
Well, I came to speak about item 5F on behalf of the Beachhead owners and the Sea Isles owners. And it's at your pleasure. I'd be happy to speak now or then, whatever you want.
Whatever you'd
Are
like.
you representing?
I represent the Beachhead and the Sea Isles owners.
Then we'll probably save you for the item.
Let's
Okay,
have
that'll
him
be
do his
fine.
3
Okay,
minutes
sorry.
now, though,
Sure.
to start with, and then you can call on him. Because that way, if he covers stuff that other commenters don't need to go over, then they can waive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I talked to the staff about, I have a PowerPoint, but I have some pictures here. There's some copies, just into pictures. I think it pass those around. In 1,000 words, when you look at this particular site, you can see that it's clearly oriented on the beach off 11th Street. And it runs in this, it faces the beach on the southeast side, and all of us in Port Aransas know that it faces southeast. I couldn't figure out why the GLO approved this, noting the state law that requires any access road of this nature run at an oblique angle to the prevailing wind, when the prevailing wind is from the southeast. But if you take a look at their engineer's drawings, the engineer drawings are rotated 90 degrees. And the compass row at the top, supposedly pointing north, is actually pointing west. And so it gives the appearance that this access road is running southwest, which is, we know is not the case. I don't know if it was intentionally done or if it was just a mistake by some point. But the reality is this proposal does not comply with state law, which requires any access road of this nature run at an oblique angle to the prevailing wind. It even gets worse in that when you look at what they're proposing to do, they're going to eliminate the highest dunes in this area, which are at the Gulf edge, and and wipe that out and create, in effect, a channel going up, straight up, past the house, through all the critical dune areas, leaving a direct route from the beach all the way back to Beachhead and Sea Isles behind it. This project is incredible in that it's not providing any real mitigation or protection, because all of the mitigation is going to be in front of this new house. It's not going to at all mitigate the loss of dune protection for the Sea Isles and the Beachhead owners that are behind. This access road also will affect storm drainage, and that the drainage really goes to the beach area. There's no provision on as to how this complies with your storm drainage manual. It doesn't indicate whether it's going to be underground drainage or surface drainage, but we know if you create a trough that goes to the beach, there is going to be erosion and washing out of the sand as water goes to the beach area, and that's causing further erosion. Next is, it says it's for a single family residence, but when you look at the drawing, it's really 2 4-bedroom townhouses side by side. This makes a mockery of the city of Port Aransas in saying that you're going to permit a single family residence when we all know it's 2 4-bedroom townhouses with 2 completely separate kitchen and dining facilities. This area is zoned for T3, or TR3. It can be used for short-term rentals. They could have as many as 24 people in this location. They have a 16-foot wide access road. You know that that's going to be inadequate for the cars on that. We believe that this does not at all comply with the requirements that you have to make. This is not a question of not allowing access to this property. You can allow access through a road that complies with state law that curves or angles away from the prevailing wind, that is elevated, that otherwise complies with the access. And so we recommend that you deny this permit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about, is Rick there?
Sorry, Mayor, what was that?
Rick? Is he there?
Stefan. What?
Ask him what he thinks about that.
Well, we're still in citizen comments, Mayor. When we get to that agenda item, Rick will get up and give the city's presentation on that.
Stephanie
Okay.
Ball. Okay. Reg Orthold. Othold.
Hi, I'm Ray Joe. I'm here because my wife told me I ought to come.
Oh, can we get your address too, sir? please?
14, my address is 1467 County Road 350, Shiner, Texas. But I'm an owner of Sea Isle Village number 33.
Thank you.
And I'm here when I heard that there was going to be a septic system put in, that was when I had a concern. I worked for a company called Cal-Maine Foods for 35 years. I retired from them, and I was the general manager of a CAFO. CAFO is a confined animal feeding operation. We have to have a permit by the state of Texas, which is the Texas Natural Resource Conservation Commission, TCEQ. And we had to apply for that. Went to Austin, did a bunch of paperwork, hired lawyers all over the place, got us a permit. And what we did, Cal-Maine Foods, if you're not aware of who they are, which I probably don't think you are, large chicken company. If you bought an egg from HEB within the last 20 years, you bought it from Cal-Maine Foods. Anyway, so we had to comply with the TCEQ permit. We were monitored on a bi-yearly basis. They are a complaint-driven organization. If they hear a complaint from any citizen in the United States, wherever, they will come out and they'll inspect your operation. A sewer system caused concerns for me because of, quite frankly, they were real concerned about the water table. And at sea level, you don't have no water table. You're at ground sea level. That water goes into the sewer. And if they ever find out that, or test, and you wind up after a rainfall event or whatever, that your water table or your water, beach water, whatever is contaminated and it's impaired, then you got a big problem. And they will be out here and testing and doing all kind of fun stuff that you're not going to like. And anyway, it was so bad at one time that, well, they still do it. We had other operations where there were single chicken houses in 250 acres, one chicken house, dry type house. They came out and normal test. It rained the night before. They went out for an inspection the next day. I was with them. And in the pasture, they walked outside and there was a low spot, had a puddle of water. Inside that puddle of water was a cow patty. They said, "What are you going to do about that?" And I said, "Well, it just rained 3 inches last night. So what are you going to do about it? That could get into the water to the creek." That's about all I got to say. Is I'm just concerned about a sewer system and for y'all, basically the city. So
Thank you.
anyway.
Thank you. Trey Bannock.
Hello, city council members and mayor and judge, I think I heard was here present. Thank you all for allowing us to reset this matter.
We get
from-
your name and address, please.
Yes, Emerson Bannock, 1319 11th Street, Beachhead.
Thank you.
Can I proceed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to reset this matter previously. None of us had actually received the notice when this first went before y'all. Clearly, since there was a mitigation plan in effect, they should have, and they did not. Later, after our attorney informed your city attorney that that occurred, y'all reset it, and we really gratefully appreciate y'all doing it so we could take the time to look at it. The second go around, they sent out the notices, but all they did was just send out a bulk notice to Sea Isle, Pelican, and Beachhead. Just here it is, all to your association. We all know when you go into the appraisal district, all of our addresses are there, the mailing addresses, which your city staff uses and which everyone else is supposed to use. The regulations say that's how you're supposed to send out the mailing. So still only some of our owners at Sea Isle, Pelican, and Beachhead, and Coral Cay, and Sea Sands were notified because this group, the Jetson Group, just fails to properly follow the rules and regulations, which is a problem because that's what you want them to do. So some of us were notified. We tried to let others know. I'd like to ask anybody here who's in opposition to this matter of Section 9F, which is a Jetson property, to please stand up and be recognized. So you see here, you have members from Sea Isle, from Pelican, from Beachhead, and you might sit down, thank you, all in opposition to Agenda 9F. Because we see all these misrepresentations were made, what other misrepresentations are going to occur? No notice. The second notice was a failure to give notice truthfully that compassed the wrong direction, which was to fake out the GLO. They don't know which way the wind is blowing down here. They don't realize that compass they put in the maps is incorrect unless you live here. The Jetson Group said, this is a historical driveway, so therefore it's always been there, therefore it should still be here. We have owners that have been here, and you've seen them, been here for 30 years. There's never been a house here, there's never been a structure there, there's never been a tool shed there, there's never been a driveway there, there's never been a walkway path there. So for them to say there's a historical driveway, that's more than a misrepresentation, that's just a lie to the city council. They also say, once again, like John did, this is a single family residential home. It's a complete misrepresentation once you look into the guts and details of the documents. If we're going to have a neighbor, if the city council is going to rely upon them in their permit applications to be able to approve it, we should be able to trust that they're going to be honest to the city council and the city of Port Aransas. And this group is just not, and that's shown there. These dunes are here not only to protect our communities, but to protect Port Aransas. And we are asking you to protect those dunes. What we see here occurring is, they could easily have this access go over. We see at all these places, Cinnamon Shore and Palmia and others, they've built walkways where you can drive a golf cart over. And like our places, you can walk over. They could park out in front of the dunes, have their walkway over, and still have access. Or they could have a vehicle where they just go up at least a little bit of a rise, maybe 6 feet. So we still have some protection.
Can you, your
yes,
2
I
minutes
will.
are up.
Oh, I thought it was 3. I apologize.
It's 3 minutes, yeah.
Oh, is it 3?
And,
the timer went off, so let's
Yeah.
wrap up.
and so, right now what we see is we have a water cannon pointed at Beachhead, Sea Isle, and Pelican. And this water cannon, if you notice, they didn't point it at their house. They pointed away from their house. So all that water would flood into our areas. And there's photos showing this is a huge flood area, that wetlands right there. It's constantly underwater where they want to put that septic tank. So that's just going to be a huge problem for all of us, that all this water is not diverted to them, they're diverting it to all of us. And we just hope that you will take that all in consideration and rule against this permit and make them tell you the truth if they're going to go before you and ask you for something to do. Thank you.
Thank you. John Sopak.
Good evening. I'm an attorney and I represent Cinnamon Shore North Homeowners Association. And this is more of a request than a comment. At the last city council meeting, which I had transcribed because I wanted to make sure that I read it right, Mr. Parsons was talking about, and this is in regards to the proposed beach access road. Mr. Parsons was talking about the fact that TxDOT doesn't like the fact that the proposed road is as close to the southern entrance of Cinnamon Shore North. And he says that TxDOT doesn't like them that close, but TxDOT will give it to us, which I assume is a reference to a permit. Now, I've gone back and looked through all the TxDOT documents and rules and regulations. And my research says that because 361 is a 60-mile-an-hour highway, that access roads need to be at a minimum of 425 feet apart, or TxDOT will not permit, will not give a permit. I also took a look at the variance procedures, and I don't see how this falls under that. So when that issue comes up, if you would mind addressing it and saying, you know, who at TxDOT said that they were going to give you a permit, I'd appreciate it. So that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Mazak.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, citizens. Daniel Mazak, General Manager of Development over at Cinnamon Shore. So wanted to cover a couple items this evening. Wanted to discuss the beach access road. So emergency access was a big item regarding that beach access road and the desirability of creating a new beach access road. Wanted to share that over the last couple of weeks, we've been in discussion with EMS and with the engineers who built our Southern Dune crossover and who we plan to use to construct future dune walkovers. And they've been able to rate our walkover as capable of carrying the ambulance. And so we're working with them to get that like certification letter to ensure that in the future EMS can use our dune walkovers to access the beach, and will provide necessary easements for that. I also wanted to share that the city of Corpus Christi has been working on approval, and I believe has now approved construction of a new beach access about 4.5 miles south of Beach Access Road 1 through Palmia. Wanted to also discuss the letter that I had sent earlier this week. I just wanted to share that we are supportive, or I am supportive of the city of Port Aransas Council and its citizens and responsible growth throughout the community. And I just wanted to let you know that I meant no offense by anything stated in that letter. Just wanted to share some broad topics and thinking for consideration. I also wanted to cover one last thing. I just wanted to make sure that council and everyone remembers the Open Meetings Act, and any meetings of quorum be announced and noticed. So thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Tammy Berkeley.
I didn't want to speak. I was just put it down for opposition of item 9E or 9F.
You want to speak then, or you don't want to speak?
No, I didn't. I wrote that on.
Okay, I think. Okay. Marong, I can't read it. Maroanz or NY. Of Sea Isle.
Might be Maroney. I don't know if he's here.
Maroney.
I think he left.
Okay. Dee Dee Collard.
I have nothing to add,
Okay.
but that I'm opposed to this.
Thank you. Ellen Powers. Speaking for Roger.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with the.
You want to wait
Yeah,
until that?
wait.
Okay. Jana Arsinger.
I'd like to wait until we discuss.
Okay. Okay. Michael Daffin. Pardon?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Stacy Bannock.
I had said that I was opposing the 9F. I didn't want to speak though. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Edwin Davis.
Hello. I've owned Funtime RV, 400 Avenue Street West in Port A. And I've been having trouble with the police and the justice system, I guess. They're making me go through evictions, and there's laws in Texas for RV parks that you don't have to go through the eviction process. And I just Wondering what I could do about it.
Evan, once you, yeah, see, get Chief's number there and set up an appointment with him.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Donna Peterman.
I didn't plan to speak, but I stated opposed to the 9 F as well.
Thank you. Ken Peterman.
I'm just opposed to that.
Thank you. Joyce Fox.
Hi, nothing more to add. I just want to say I'm opposed to 9F.
Thank you. Elizabeth Davis.
So I'm opposed to 9F. They've answered my questions earlier, questions asked.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Olin.
Nothing more to add, just my opposition.
Thank you. Robert O'Donnell.
Just here to oppose 9F.
I don't see you. Where are you?
Here I am.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And Sally Flugger. You want to speak?
Well, I'm not really, but I just am not sure if the points I wanted to make will be covered by other people.
Well, please do.
Okay, thank you.
We
My
can turn,
name
yeah, thank
is Sally Plager. Ploeger. And my address is P.O. Box 173, San Marcos, Texas.
Thank you very much.
78667.
You might want to put this microphone down so we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I am here, but also I'm standing in for several owners that couldn't be here. And one is my brother, Mark Plager, and my niece, Hollis West, and my nephew, Thomas Marshall. They all own condos at Beachhead. And my family has owned there since 1970. And I've enjoyed coming here though since like the 1960s. And before that, my parents and my grandparents came. And I've never seen a structure or footpath where that lot is that wants the dune cut. And in the time that I've been coming. And my parents and my grandparents were aware of the house on the hill that is currently the recreation room, meeting room, and group dining room at Beachhead. I think it was built in the 1940s. And it was a single family residence. And anyway, in my discussions with them, when we would all be down here touring, we would go by some of the old places and we knew that house was there and admired it, but we never saw anything built, where that lot is. So several years ago, I was shown the application for a dune cut there from the GLO. And it included a dated aerial photo of a footpath. But several of us looked at it. Upon examination, we all decided that we thought the footpath in the picture was from Sea Isle Village. And so we wondered about that. That was several years ago when they applied for that dune cut. And there's a dune barrier that was built there. If that's supposed to be a protection, then I would think that the fewer dune cuts are, better serving the protection of the neighboring properties. And it's near Sea Isle and Beachhead. And in recent history, there's been a drainage issue in this location. And I used to think it was part of the wetlands area. I don't know about that. But anyway, it wouldn't be a good idea to do any septic tank or plumbing trenching in that area because of the proximity to the beach and the neighbors and the water table.
Okay, your time is up. So
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
Okay, unless somebody else wants to speak, yes. Did you give a card?
I filled online.
Oh, okay.
My name is
Give us your name and who you are and where
Yes,
you are.
ma'am. Bob Adcock. I am the general manager of the HOA for Cinnamon Shore. I'm here due to the beach access. And, as Daniel just spoke, and I'm representing the homeowners. Everybody has concerns about this. And what I've just heard from what Daniel mentioned, sounds like the problem is solved if Corpus is going to put the beach access road farther south, as the city council is looking for. And we have solved and are working on finalizing that for EMS to get across. So that gives you 2 locations that are south to get EMS and access. And it just isn't good for the community from one beach access road, one going all the way down to city limits, to put that much more traffic on the beach, not just for Cinnamon Shore, and it's more than just not behind my home type of issue. It's more the safety on the beach and keeping the beach how it is, and that's why people come here and spend money. And we want, the folks at Cinnamon Shore and the management of Cinnamon Shore and the developers at Cinnamon Shore, we're trying to get the best tourists in here that are going to spend money at all the restaurants, spend money at the, gift shops and everything else. We're looking for that. We can put, you'd put another beach access road right there. It's going to promote the day trippers from coming down, to get on the beach. They bring their own beverages, they bring their own food, they trash the beach, they speed on the beach, they cause issues, and it just isn't good for the city and the whole environment. So I'm here representing the owners, and I'm hoping that these other issues that have came up help solve this problem, and we can move forward with it. And you guys can take that funding and put it into other items, EMS or whatever else, and to help everybody out with the city. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
You miss Victoria.
Okay, Victoria Stewig.
I'm Victoria Stewig, own property at 907 11th, 1820 11th, and 1901 South Station number 4. And I would like to speak regarding item number, I believe it's 9E, the access. And I'm just going to read what I wrote because otherwise I'll get all over the map. There's been a lot of conversations and opinions regarding the construction of a beach access road at Cinnamon Shore South. There's also been discussion regarding an access road adjacent to Pioneer RV. With this said, I'd like to comment. In driving Beach Access Road 1A at the speed limit without any traffic or any stops, it took 2 minutes and was 0.8 mile to travel down the access road and back. I will make the assumption that most access roads are the same length and would take the same amount of time to travel under similar circumstances. More time necessary when more people are present. I then drove from mile marker 35 where Pioneer is down to Cinnamon Shore South to mile marker 45 and a half at the speed limit without any traffic stops, and also added the mileage and time that it took to travel an access road to and fro. The total time without traffic round trip from mile marker 35 to 45 and a half took 10 minutes and 10 minutes, 28 seconds without traffic at the speed limit without leaving the vehicle. With this said, this is a long period of time when there's an emergency, and this is the time it took to just go an extra mile and then turn back. And seeing things with a centered approach, I think as far as emergencies go, as far south as we can have an access road, the better. I also think that we should be honest in saying that the access road is also about moving visitors further south, as that is where the city is growing and further north is becoming more and more congested. I understand the concerns of homeowners that would have an access road close to their properties. I too have one close to all of my properties. So does most of Port Aransas proper. This issue that has to be looked at is the right of the property owner. The property that is being proposed to be used is owned by the city of Port Aransas. This has never been a secret. Back in August, many individuals in Port Aransas had their property rights significantly changed when the council voted to alter how development can proceed in the future, as well as the use of accessory dwelling units. These decisions affected current landowners in various ways, some with their plans for developing, some local homeowners in offsetting their mortgages, and others in attempting to slow down growth and density. With this said, I do not see why we are not moving forward without hesitation when the city owns the land and the beach access has been in the plans for that area for over 40 years. This decision involves public-owned land when other landowners were told to basically pound sand when changes were made that affected their property owner rights back in August. I think it only balanced to move forward with the access road at Cinnamon Shore South, unless another location further south can be negotiated, but not one that is 4.5 miles down. If the city council chooses to vote yes, I would have to say that there chooses not to vote yes. I would have to say there's an imbalance regarding property rights. This is my opinion in looking at things from both sides of the fence, and I do believe in property rights, especially the rights of landowners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no more comments. Oh, yes. You didn't sign up?
Come on up.
Yeah.
I'll try to talk fast.
Give us your name and address.
My name is Bobby Edwards. I live at 1325 C Secret Street. First, I'd like to say I fully support the city going forward in the new access road. We need another entrance in for emergency services, and we should get it. Next, I want to address the consideration of the new animal article, the new animal thing for the amount of animals allowed. Article 2, Section 4-29. Many people in Port Aransas work with animal rescue, and those are the ones that are going to be hurt by this new article. We already have something in place dealing with a number of animals. I've been told, no, we don't. On the contrary, we do. It's Section 4-75 clearly says there's no more than 14 unless you're in 4-H, unless you're in 4-H, in which case you can have more.
That is under livestock and fowl.
It says and pets in the ordinance. Somebody thought to put and pets in that ordinance. It is included, so therefore you cannot exclude it unless you change the ordinance. So don't change ordinance, it's already there. I understand this ordinance is under consideration to deal with the house on Trojan Street, which is known as the cat house. Okay. Neighbors report up to 70 animals in the cat house. That violates the ordinance in place. Is there any fines in place? Are there any citations written? Okay. Section 4-56 plus Section 4-57 is regarding vaccines. Are these 70 cats vaccinated? Are there any citations written for that? Section 4-41 regards dogs and cats needing to be licensed. Are these 70 cats licensed? Are there any citations for that? Section 4-91 says that animals at large are in violation. Video of this yard clearly shows that the animals come and go from the property at will, which means they are animals at large. Are there any violations written for that? I know when I had dogs, if they left my property, boom, there was my ticket. Where's the tickets? Section 4-9, A, B, and C covers the disposal of animal feces. Neighbors are filing complaints. So obviously there is an issue with that. Are there any citations written to the homeowner for that? This is just a short list of the existing local ordinances dealing with the issue you are talking about. This does not cover state ordinances that cover this or state laws. So why is animal control and court enforcement using the existing laws we have or the state laws? Obviously, there's animal endangerment going on here. Just look at the videos. They're on Facebook. Every citizen in town has seen them. That's why they're in an uproar. That's why they're calling you and yelling.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes. Just state your name and address, please.
Hi there, I am Leslie Smith. I live at 607 6th Street. I am also a commissioner on the planning and zoning. There were two things I just wanted to address. First was the access road, because I wasn't here at the last city council meeting and Victoria made some excellent points. I think she's right on. I think we're also not addressing the issue that the access road is actually going to make it safer for the people that are staying and living in Cinnamon Shore, since they will basically be right beside the road if there is an emergency. And as she mentioned too, that's been an easement road for how long? It's not a surprise. And that should have been taken into consideration, just as if when we go buy property, anybody, you look and see what the easements are, just everything about the property. You need to do your due diligence. And the attorney for Cinnamon Shores also brought up an excellent point. He's right. 60 miles an hour is a little bit too fast for some of these entrances for the driveways. Maybe we need to start having a conversation with TxDOT about how fast the speeds are at some of these entrances. Maybe that's the way that we should look at it. 60 is a little fast by Cinnamon Shore. It is. Just something I wanted to point out. And the second issue that I wanted to bring up, I guess it was about 3 weeks ago when we did about item F in regards to the permit that everybody is so concerned about. We did have a vote on it. I was the one that did ask the applicant about the duplex. And in case there was any miscommunication or whatnot, the applicant did state that it was going to be a duplex. The application is for a single family residence. I actually have some buyer's remorse right now. I wish I would have voted no on it. And I feel like I couldn't live with myself if I didn't step up and actually say something about that. It was making me a little bit uncomfortable. He had a great proposal and everything, but the other thing that made me a little uncomfortable is the 6 parking spaces. And I know I was corrected and told they need to have 8, but 2 of them are going to be under the building or whatnot, because it's 1 parking space for every room. There's going to be 8 rooms. Again, it's for 6 parking spaces. I guess we can all debate about that. I don't know, bugs me just a little bit, but anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, shall we go ahead with the meeting?
Wait, ask anybody else, make sure we're not skipping anybody.
We're not missing anybody,
Last
right?
call to speak.
Oh
You
my
had to ask, Bruce.
Well, let's get it done now.
All right, don't ask that again.
And I think you came to our meeting, Beachhead?
Your name?
My name is Neil Nations. I'm owner of 106 at Beachhead, and I'm here to oppose the permit. But I don't know if anybody had kind of thought about this, but there is a solution that I think the city might want to look into, because we've got septic problems, we've got dune cut problems, we've got waterfowl problems, we've got all kinds of problems with that property. But you do know the city has the power of eminent domain. And we could, if the owners of the associations put the money together and the city went ahead with the power of eminent domain, it wouldn't cost the city anything. And they would actually get out of that problem. Just an idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any more?
Let's move.
Well, thank you, citizen. Oh, one more citizen.
My name and address, Tyler Bradford, 26851 Nelson Hill. I realize I'm probably the minority here because I'm a partner in the Judson Group.
Would you speak into the microphone?
Yeah, I'm a partner in the Judson Group, and I just wanted to put a face to all the stones that are coming out. This property was donated to us, and my father and 2 other guys, basically the guy had died and he left us this property and a stack of paperwork this big. My father still has it. So what we're trying to do was kind of his last wishes, if you will, not trying to get sentimental or anything, but we're trying to follow through with what he had started. So when the driveway that was or wasn't there, all we had was paperwork on that. So it's not like we're claiming that it was a footpath or a driveway. We're working off what somebody else had given us, the glow paperwork and the driveway and the dune permit and all that. I'm grateful that you brought up the point about the duplex part. I do remember saying that, and I wanted to clarify that. My intention to be upfront and in everybody's face. I am not trying to lie about anything that we're doing here. The driveway is where it is. I had no idea where north, east, west, south we were handed this paperwork, I never thought to look at that stuff. We never thought, our engineer is here, he may have never thought to look at that stuff. I just want to look at, yeah, no, you're probably right. And I'm sorry that we didn't, but I just want to look at you guys in the face and say that my intention is not to lie to you. I want to be honest and upfront. As you know, when you pointed that out to me, I came forward and I said, you're right, this is more of a duplex, and you agreed with me. I do remember those points. So I just want to restate everything, give you guys a face. I know it's easy to just throw rocks maybe at a company or an organization, but I'm here. I'm a 25% owner. My dad's here. He's a 25% owner, and the other guys are out. So here I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you going to be here to speak on the issue when it comes up?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, last call. Okay. We'll go to item 6, which is the consent agenda. And it includes B, the city council minute meetings from July 26th, August 9th, and August 12th, 2021. And an ordinance, which is the second reading, amending the code of ordinance on channel speed limits, adding hazardous wake or wash, and providing for severance, reading, penalty, and effective date. And an ordinance, the third and final reading, finding that this alley closing VC 212332, a 20-foot wide and 235-foot long and an unimproved portion of alleyway southeast of 717 9th Street and extending north to Avenue G, Aransas Holding Company SDC Block 67 Lot 3R, is not necessary for public use as a thoroughfare, providing the vacation, abandonment, and closure of the alleyway and releasing any and all public rights, title, and interest.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
There's been a motion to approve this consent agenda.
I second.
Okay. Motion and a second.
Councilmember Seedaw,
Yes.
Mayor Beyond, Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Mott,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger. Yes. Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Person Holt,
Yes.
motion carried.
We will now go into executive session. We'll conduct a closed executive session in compliance with section 551071 for consultation with the city attorney to seek advice. And we'll ask everyone to please leave while we do this. And thank you all.
You want to take a quick 5, you guys? Sure. Take 5?
Sure. It'll take that long to get these people out.